Hello. How's everybody doing? I am sitting here just having breakfast, a delicious English muffin with butter, having a cup of tea. Last night, I was skimming through my videos because WDW Pro, who I absolutely solely believe in, I trust, I love the news source. Like I said, I can't speak enough about them. However, they came on with a video just yesterday posted, and I jumped for joy. All right? I jumped for joy, and there is a good reason why I jumped for joy. I have certain friends who are also Disney-related friends who like to say things that just don't match the things going on in their video, or they say things that, I don't know, in their pea-brain warped twisted mind, that they actually believe what is spewing out of their mouths. But meanwhile, somebody like me, who's not even near the state of Florida right now, who knows just a little bit more than they do. And I am going to remain silent for this portion. I'm going to point out a few things, and then I'm going to have a discussion. There was a video by WDW Pro that was just posted last night. My husband went to work early this morning. What I did before he went to work, I said, you got to see this. So we're here at like 4:30 in the morning watching WDW Pro, which happens to be a good time of, I figure, good time of early morning. So let's get it going. Happy Thursday, by the way. It's Thursday. I woke up to this great news. To me, it's great news because to me, it's a personal triumph. It is just another jab at something, whether everybody likes to dress it up, everybody likes to pretend nothing is happening. The words, the words that kill me are, oh, the parks are light. Somebody goes into Disney and they're in the Magic Kingdom, whatever. Oh, the parks are light today. The crowd is light today. But yet with the same Disney person going over to the other side, which is Epic Universe, oh, it's terrible here. There's nobody here. Look at it. It's dead. It's empty. Now, I see certain thumbnails that totally piss me off. But they are what they are. The truth will come out. Justice will prevail. You believe whatever the hell you want to believe. But I believe one good source, because they not only got pictures, they got videos. Okay? Content creators sometimes like to Photoshop things out of their videos. Maybe they do that. I think there is a software that does that in an actual video. But we now have cameras. My iPhone 15 now has that you could take people out of the background. You could take things out of your pictures that you don't want to be seen, and that's good. Because sometimes there's like a little obstacle in the way. Or I took a picture the other day of the TV set, and I have a bunch of papers, like basically paid bills, that they're stacked up in front of my TV set. But what I did was I took my Photoshop thing that, Apple now has, that Samsung had, by the way, for the past 3 years. We won't go there. But Apple now has the thing that you can get rid of things in your pictures. So I got rid of that pile of papers, and it looked better. I should really get rid of the pile of papers, but for now, the photo will do. So anyway, let me get over here to WDW Pro. I am going to turn this sound up because I really, really, really want you people to hear this. If I could have jumped up and down, I would have. Okay, let's see. Whew. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Okay, let's see. All right. Gonna swing over here. The thumbnail reads, it was empty. And it says, exclusive proof, Disney World summer crowds vanish. Okay. So we are going to go into this. Of course, there's a friggin' commercial. I don't want to play the sound until it comes on. We're going to backtrack this because I have to back it up. Okay. Ready for this. WDW Pro.
It's something strange not even we saw coming. Walt
I
Disney
did.
World's Magic Kingdom, the most visited theme park on planet Earth, had a dearth of people coming through the turnstiles on Memorial Day. What does that mean? Well, to put it in plain English, nobody was there. Vacant. Tumbleweed.
Woo!
At the happiest place on Earth. Today, we'll show you video of just how deserted Disney was.
Okay. This is awesome. Because I kept telling you this is what's going to happen. Nobody believed me.
Welcome back to the Pro Channel. It is a joy, as always, as we continue bringing you the news when it comes to entertainment. Everything that should be fun. Yes, and we're never done, and neither are you. Click the like button, and let's dive into something strange, something bizarre.
Not for me, it
Nobody
ain't.
was vacationing at Disney World over Memorial Day weekend. Out of that part.
Okay, I'm going to just stop this for 1 second. Years ago, it reminds me of, I never went down for Memorial Day. I went down for 4th of July. Back in, I think it was 96. I want to say 96, 95. Could have been 95 because I don't think, I have family members that weren't born yet. So I'm trying to backtrack. Yeah, he wasn't born yet. So I believe it was 95. And we went down, and I swore, my husband and I also both swore, that we would never do the 4th of July again. It was shoulder-to-shoulder crowds. I actually have that on video as well. But to see something like a patriotic holiday, this is the start of the summer season. At least for us it is up here, but it also is for them. I mean, I know you guys have a majority of summer weather down there most of the year, but I'm just saying, this is the start of the summer season, and everybody should be flocking to places like this because they're starting their vacation. Okay? My friend, and I'm looking right at you, honey. I'm not going to mention your name. I swear I won't do it because we were on the phone discussing this, and I said, you lied to me. She said, what do you mean I lied? I said, the park was empty. Well, no, it was light. It wasn't that much. I said it was empty. There's a big difference between light and empty. Okay? Just because you see 30 people in one section does not mean that the park is capacitated or the park is light. That I don't even consider that light. Okay? It was empty. And I got what I wanted. All right, here we go.
.com. Folks, if you're not yet bookmarked, well, you should be. Memorial Day crowds at Magic Kingdom disappear in 2025 as Universal Studios seems to win big over Walt Disney World. Memorial Day weekend crowds were shockingly low at Walt Disney World in 2025. Editor-in-chief of that park place and saboteur of one Lorne and his beautiful hat, Marvin Montanero, took a stroll through the Magic Kingdom on May 26th, that's Memorial Day, and was amazed at how empty the world's most visited theme park had become. Meanwhile, Epic Universe still appears to be kept at low capacity for the start of summer, but Universal Studios proper and Islands of Adventure were both slammed with guests.
There you go.
In fact, Magic Kingdom was so low on guests for Memorial Day that we decided to take photos specifically with shadows clearly visible. Why, you might ask? So that nobody can claim that we took these photos in the morning or the evening or at any time where we're just faking it on how empty Magic Kingdom actually was.
They've been getting slammed too with like, oh, that's fake. That can't be real. Hello. It's real. Very much real.
Prepare to be shocked. Now, ladies
I'm
and
not
gentlemen,
shocked.
the lack
I
of
knew it was
shadows in some
coming.
of these photos is not evidence that we used a green screen, but rather that it is high noon.
Nice.
Take a look. The shadows are directly under people. Have you ever seen Main Street so empty before? Look, it's not just one photo. It's not just, hey, we got this special angle we can take it at. It is everywhere. That's the entire hub of Main Street once you pass through the train station.
Nice.
Look at this, folks.
Beautiful.
Look at the shadow on the lamp. We're
Gorgeous.
not making it up, we promise. In fact,
No.
we've got video to prove. Take a look at this, folks. It is video of just how uncrowded it was on Memorial Day, Memorial Day itself at the Magic Kingdom. Vash, what is going on? Where have the crowds gone? Why is it that even as Epic Universe has yet to unleash its full capacity, some say it's down at 20% right now, to make sure that the operations on the first few days are good?
I'm loving
How is
every
it that
minute
Magic
of it.
Kingdom and Disney World have already been devastated?
Yeah, this is a very interesting particular story. The attendance going into the summer has been truly bizarre. And this actually covers both coasts, by the way. We saw that Universal Studios Hollywood actually had longer lines, or a longer
Nice.
average wait time, that is, than Disneyland Park. Now,
Ah,
obviously,
see,
there are
that's over there,
huge
too.
capacity differences between those two resorts. But to find something like this, in which Magic Kingdom it, almost has nobody inside of it.
The PhotoPass photographers are literally standing off to the side. You know how they stand in the strip in the middle of Main Street? There's nobody there. Why would they be standing? There's nobody there. Talk about a ghost town. Don't say that I didn't warn you. Don't say I didn't say it was going to happen. I've been telling you this shit for months. I got what I wanted. I said when Epic Universe opens, they're done for. This is the start of the summer season. Now, there is somebody on the panel here that mentioned something that is two very good questions. Very good questions. I want to see if you guys can point it out. And I'll probably stop it and point it out to you.
Well, I mean, it speaks to, I mean, maybe changing consumer habits or something to that effect. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, Epic's empty. Nobody actually wanted to go. It's like,
Full of shit.
Bro, you alluded to it. No, people do want to go. And they've actually, at least Universal that was, they blocked out a lot of those days. Up until very recently, did they actually unlock a lot of those days. But yes, they have set those thresholds lower because I think they saw the feedback from the preview period and were like, okay, let's go a little bit more conservative.
Every minute of this.
Ramping this up right here. But this right here, this is quite startling. I think
by the front gate where the camera scans, you know, people are coming in, people are getting their Magic Band scanned to enter the park. There's nobody there. Very few people trickling around. I personally always want to get my shot in front of the park, in front of the flower bed of Mickey Mouse where the train station is. Okay, that's a very popular shot. Me, I usually have to wait at least a good 10 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes to get that shot. Because everybody's fumbling around, and you got families of 20 or 30 or 50, and then nobody knows where to stand, and then the kid is crying, and then this and this, and I'm just patiently waiting along with my husband just to get one shot and go on their way. For that section today, for this day, Memorial Day, there's nobody there. Gotta love it. I know I do. Ha! I got what I wanted.
We are seeing
payback's a bitch.
Slowdown taking place, and while Epic might be booked out, Magic Kingdom is clearly not.
Well, I'll say this too. You know, there are people who will say that, "Oh, you guys are just making this up. Oh, you just took a photo in a particular direction. Oh, you know this.
How
this
can
isn't
you?
real.
The camera's
We
scanning.
have done everything
You gotta
we
be
can
an idiot.
this time to prove it. Without definitively, folks. You're seeing full video all over.
What are you going to do with your pictures? Photoshop people into the background? Because there ain't a damn soul there. Okay? There's nobody. I'm talking about no crowds. There is no crowds. Nobody. This is a huge deal, folks. A huge deal. And there ain't a damn thing that you could say or do that's going to make this any better. Okay? You could pray to the higher up gods. It's already been done. The damage has already been done. Memorial Day has come and went. Okay? Love this. I freaking love this.
Main Street, you're seeing video of the entrance at the turnstile.
Right.
And you can see the shadows. You can see this is not
There's nobody
8
there.
a.m. This is not 9 a.m. This is not taken down some back alley outside of Crystal Palace where nobody is standing. We're looking straight down at the castle, and we want to give huge credit, big shout out to Marvin Montanaro for having gone to the Magic Kingdom on Memorial Day, even though he's the editor-in-chief. He was still writing articles, but was inside the park just to find out how starkly empty it was.
Love
and
this.
It is, folks, and this is something. This is not the way that Disney wants to kick off their big summer celebration. Usually,
the stage show is happening in the video. There's like, I don't know, I'm going to say maybe 100 people, not even 100. If this was a concert, and if I had general admission to a concert, in general admission, you get to stand on the floor, you get to, move around, first come, first kill section. If this was a concert, I would have got right up to the front of the stage. That's how close this was. This was amazing. I love this.
The end of May and the first half of June into
Right.
the 4th of July, these are the times when families are doing vacations. Now,
You see?
the latter half of July and all of August, it's miserably hot. Families are getting ready to go back to school, but this is the sweepstakes for Disney. Not a great way to
And
kick it
you
off.
blew
What are your thoughts
it.
on this one?
First, where are the locals? Where are the annual pass holders?
That's it.
They would go now rather than later in the summer to avoid crowds, but they're not here. Secondly, Vash, have you got that picture of the park?
All right, you heard what he said, right? Where are the pass holders? Okay. Where are the vacation club people? He just said it.
Annual pass holders. They would go now rather than later.
Families are doing vacations. Now, the latter half of July and all of August, it's miserably hot.
That's right.
Families are getting ready to
We
go
go
back
in
to school,
September.
but this is the sweepstakes for Disney. Not a great way to kick it off. Lou, your thoughts on this one?
First, where are the locals? Where are the annual pass holders?
That's it.
They would go now rather than later in the summer
That's
to
it.
avoid crowds,
That's
but
it.
they're not here.
That's right.
Secondly, Vash, have you got that picture of the parking lot?
Oh,
at
yeah.
Epic? Good.
There's a picture going around from Bio, the guy that takes the aerial shots for Epic Universe. Those shots are awesome. He has an overhead shot of the parking lot. There's a perfectly good reason for this. Okay? Because first of all, you got to understand, and I'm going to say this now before he even says anything, that Epic Universe, you know, you have to pay for parking. Okay? I don't know their situation with parking about VIP parking. I don't know if the same if they pull the Disney shit, which I totally doubt at this point. But it is substantial. You even have to park at night at the resorts. People are parking like $36, $40 a day for parking just at the resort, and you stay at that resort. Okay, Disney allows, you know, Disney gives you the free parking shit. Adorable. At this point right now, it's nobody gives a shit. Okay, so there's a reason for people. I know because my husband and I had already discussed possible next year, like if we were to rent a car. Now, usually if we rent a car, we'd stay at Disney. It's free parking at the resorts. So there's our advantage. But if we were to go to, let's say, the other side, which is Universal, we would not be renting a car. We would just take the bus route, like the old-fashioned days at Disney. So I'm kind of going backwards at a totally different theme park. That's what I feel like I would be doing. And maybe that's better. I don't know what the future's going to bring next year. I don't know. So anyway, let's continue.
I can bring that up. Give me just one.
He's going to pull up the picture of the parking lot.
Around. I think BioReconstruct took it.
BioReconstruct.
At Epic Universe, showing that there's hardly anybody there on opening day. But it also has been told to us that about 80 to 90% of the attendance was people staying at Universal hotels, which means they didn't drive. They were on one of those spiffy electric buses coming from the other hotels, or just walking in from the Stella and the Luna and the Helios and like that. So the question obviously becomes, if Universal's hotels are full of people on that 3-day deal where you get one day at Epic and the other 2 at the other parks, what was Disney's hotel capacity like over this weekend? If the park is that empty, how empty are the hotels? How empty is Disney Springs? How empty are the restaurants? How much less merchandise are they selling than they would expect to sell?
Which would explain, and I'm going to say this, nobody also has a video posted yet of Memorial Day at Disney. Big whoops. Because they're going to be outed. That's another thing. They're very careful with what they do lately. They have to be. Because they're lawyers. That's my intake on it. I love
very,
this.
very, very telling. Very, very, very telling.
Absolutely. You can't
Harbor.
You can't lie about something like this. You can't. There's a commercial on. That's why I cut it. You can't lie about this. The numbers are there. The video is there. That's it. The pictures are there.
I mean, even with everything we've seen with Epic, this is still so sparsely crowded that it boggles the mind. This is a holiday, even with Epic open. And here's the other thing, too. Disney is opening both of their water parks for the first time post-pandemic.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I don't see. They don't have enough people in here to run this park, which is crazy. This is the most visited theme park in the world. Now,
Yeah.
we got this image. Let's put it on stage. We'll get this up here for everybody to see.
The parking lot.
What is this, Lou? What is this?
Well, this is the parking lot for Epic on opening day.
Right.
But it was trying to show, gee, nobody came. But in fact,
See?
when they mention that most people are coming from the 11 Universal hotels, they don't drive. They take the bus.
Right.
It's free. It's easy.
And besides, you would have to pay for parking anyway, $36, $40. So why would you do that? It just makes sense to not do that and skip the rent-a-car and just stay in that area. There's so much to see. There's so much to do. You got everything there, just like you would have Disney. But a little better because all their rides seem to be working, okay? Rides may go down. The usual rides may go down. Some of the new rides may go down. But you have a hell of a lot more to see and do over here as opposed to Disney. That happens to be one big construction site now. And food court. Because you ain't got nothing else better to do over there. Let's be honest now. Let's be honest.
And it doesn't say what it thinks it says. Plus, we know
Right.
they kept the capacity down in order, again, to
They
avoid
capped it. They capped the
too
park.
much trouble. By the way, somebody had a thing of the Disney app showing the wait times on rides, and the longest wait time at Magic Kingdom was for Tron, the shortest ride, I think, of the major rides in the park.
Wow.
Well, that
Wow.
that attraction is going to have capacity issues and might have increased demand. But remember, we heard that forward bookings were solid, didn't we, bro? I mean, I think
Oh.
Hugh Johnston actually said that, and Josh Giamaro said, "Oh, epic opening! It's going to be a boon to Magic Kingdom." And
Josh D'Amaro, by the way, I woke up this morning and Josh D'Amaro still is not CEO. That's my new joke. But Josh D'Amaro claims that, oh, this is going to bring in good stuff for Disney also. You had Memorial Day. Where? There's my proof. And you're going to make him CEO. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Walt Disney World, I think we heard from Josh Giamaro himself that it was like, oh, well, they must go to Magic Kingdom to see Tron specifically. I think it was the exact
they
quote
don't.
right there. Well, clearly, oh, go ahead.
And not to blow my own horn again, but I did do an article about that whole silly statement by Josh D'Amaro, too, that's in
Right.
that Park Place. You can go find it.
Right.
But one of the points I tried to make, this is not about a new theme park opening
Right.
in the form of Epic. For most people who used to be Disney people first, last, and always, for most people who took the Magical Express and were captive audiences, for most people who have the Disney Vacation Club condo deals,
No, I don't.
they've never been to islands. They've never been to the studios. They've never been to Volcano Bay either. And this idea of selling this package where you get 3 days, but only one of them at Epic. Let me tell you, I watched that whole horrible, awful, terrible, painful
Oh.
blue carpet thing that
He's talking about the blue carpet event that happened for the pre-Epic Universe opening. You know, the star-studded, the media press. Now, not for nothing on that. I think that was done really cool. It was done by their own employees. It was done by their own team members. It was, the team member he was a team member, and now he was, standing there with a mic interviewing people. I think it was done really cool. I do. It was something different, and Disney would never allow any of their fucking cast members to do that, okay? Because they have to be big. I think it was done very nice. I do. But a lot of people didn't seem to care for it. But I kind of disagree with that. I think it was very nice. It was something different for me to see anyway. So it was out of the norm for me.
it was the big mistake that
I don't think it was a big mistake.
And let us say too, Lou, we love most of Epic Universe. There are some issues. They need more attractions.
Sure, but
no other. But that blue carpet thing
That'll be down the
was a
line.
misstep.
it was a total disaster. But watching the chat,
I don't think it was. Oh, here.
I saw two very telling. Granted, just two chats, and it's
Listen.
anecdotal. One was from somebody in the UK who said that they had their entire Disney vacation booked and ready to roll for August. They had just canceled it and changed over to do it at Universal.
Woo! Now that's a
If one
switch.
person did that, how many thousands did that? The second one was maybe even more telling. It was from somebody in the upper Midwest who said, I've never been to the state of Florida in my life. I've never had any desire to go, and I've never had any great desire to go to any of these theme parks. But guess what? I want to go to Epic.
That's a
So-
heck of a
There you
statement.
go.
So how many
That's
thousands
huge.
and thousands and thousands of families are going to make this their reason to go? And the idea that they'll do all that and then, oh, I'll take a cab or an Uber or whatever and spend a day at Magic Kingdom.
No,
I don't think so.
no,
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
I do wonder. Now that you say that, Lou.
And that was another thing. My husband says next year, whatever, God willing, if we ever did do the Universal move, would we do a day at any of the Disney theme parks? I said no, because if I'm going to walk away from it now, for next year, I'm just going to walk away from it completely and do something completely different out of the ordinary. It's going to be a huge change. I said that's not to say, and I told this to my husband, it's not to say that you're going to like something and that you may not like something, but you should at least try it at least once. We should experience it at least once again, since from 1994. It's been a hell of a long time. There's so much more now. So it's not going to be like a forever thing, but for now, for this, I got to walk away. I just got to get the hell away from them. I can't stand them. I really can't stand this company anymore. Okay. You're being treated like shit. I'm being treated like shit. I'm going to walk away. I'm not going to hang around. I'm not going to hang around giving you one more dollar. I'm not going to do it. So my husband and I are in discussion for something down the line for next year. We don't know. So that's where we leave off right there.
How much this has impacted Disney specifically, this capping of the attendance at Epic.
Right.
If you can't go to Epic, are you necessarily going to find yourself in Central Florida? You might not, and that might actually be affecting Disney
Yeah,
at
could
this
be,
point.
could be.
Well, let me go to Lauren. Lauren, I want to show you something that I think is part of this. This is out of that park place.
Now.
We've got this embedded in here, and Drew Disney Dude, Drew Smith has this.
Yeah, he's
It
good.
is a view of the Liberty Bell,
Beautiful
which has been
shot,
decorated,
too.
we assume, for the last time, which is incredibly sad. Lauren,
See that? Now they have the riverboat decorated the way they would. Same thing kind of like a 4th of July, very Americana, very flag-like. They have the banners, those little curved banners. I forget what you call them. There is a certain word, but it's decorated. There's maybe like 10 people on this fucking boat. Excuse my mouth, but there was 10 people like on this boat. Okay, you could see as the boat is passing, there was really nobody on that boat. So that's another thing. But he made a good statement, and it's sad that anything that happens with these boats now, any holiday that comes up until the time of their closing, this is going to be the last time you're going to see these boats in this condition for these holidays. This is going to be the last ones right here. So like this, this may be decorated for 4th of July again, but that's going to be it for the Americana looking, for the American looking, He said that. That's sad. That's sad. Let's do this again.
Disney Dude, Drew Smith has this. It is a view of the Liberty Bell, which is being decorated, we assume, for the last time, which is incredibly sad. Lauren, this is what the Magic Kingdom has, of which it will have no more very soon. And I just wonder if this is part of what is creating a negative atmosphere at Disney, where people no longer want to participate in what they are doing. As we let this play on, this is what they are getting rid of. This is something that cannot be replicated.
Beautiful video
at
too.
Universal
This
Studios.
was also
They
shot
don't have it at
Memorial
Epic.
Day.
It's one of those things, and it's truly beautiful, right? This is just absolutely beautiful. And they're going to pave this. You can see the crane in the background. I guess that's for Big Thunder, though.
Yeah.
But construction is happening. Big Thunder's part of the Frontierland work, and they're
See now today with for the photo thing, you can actually make that disappear out of the pictures. Just saying. But you can't Photoshop people in your pictures. Maybe you can. I have no idea. But here's the proof. I'm so grateful for this video. I really am.
pave all of this. They're going to put these cartoon cars on here, and they're just going to make a horrible mess of it because the riverboat doesn't make enough money for them that they can measure tangibly.
Oh,
and say,
Paul
well,
can
here's
make
the
enough
exact
money.
amount,
Oh my God.
because nobody's going to do a lightning lane for this. But what they don't understand is that there's a transcendence here. Like, if you don't have beauty in your park, then you lose the park part of it. Lauren, your thoughts? I mean, is this part of what's ruining the sentiment?
It's difficult for me to have an opinion because I don't know how much the general public is tuned into what's happening with Rivers of America.
That's right.
I think the calculation that Disney thinks they have made is that the general public is culturally illiterate and is not particularly interested in the 1900s themed paddle boat and Tom Sawyer
Beautiful.
Island.
Beautiful.
Nobody reads anymore. But I do think that that's going to bite them because, as you say, it is a unique experience that you can't really get anywhere else anymore. And it does detract from the beauty of the park if you pave over this river area.
They're going to do it anyway. It's
Again,
done. The deal is
only question
done.
I have is how much does the general public know about
Right.
this? How aware of it are they?
Or
agree
how
with
much aware do they want to be? Because you can't believe the people. Again, I'm going to throw content creators. You can't believe content creators. Oh, I'm going to miss it. Oh my God. And then all of a sudden you got people that, oh, well, it's got to go. It's going to look stupid. Stupid. Okay?
I don't know for sure if they are.
Well, since it's now pretty sure they're going to do it, the only way the general public will discover is when it's not there anymore.
That's it.
And they'll
And then
discover
all
it
of a
standing
sudden you're
over
going to
there
have
at,
people,
Haunted Mansion
all of a
or
sudden you're
something.
going to have people go, oh, I was writing that for years. Oh, I was coming here since 1971. Oh, it's terrible. I was writing it. Get the fuck out of here.
On the banks elsewhere around the river, and suddenly there's this, what? A dirt bike? Instead of that calm and that placidity. Some people have said that Celestial Park,
At Epic.
the core of Epic Universe, is a park,
Yeah,
is a place to unwind. And there are
Yes.
people just sitting
It's
watching
gorgeous.
the fountains.
It's gorgeous.
Look at the idiocy. Water moving is something human beings like.
like it.
If you go look at Bellagio and you go look at Caesar's Palace, and then you look at the wonderful Fountain of Nations at Epcot, and they did what?
Yeah,
Well, Universal
ruined
is building
it.
this amazing series of fountains, not just the big round one, but all the others are coordinated with it, as we've seen in the video, or some of us have seen in person. And they tore it down to do what? To put in a hardscape and a bad statue of Walt lit from beneath like Boris
and the
Karloff
lights in
in
the floor. Don't
Frankenstein?
forget the lights in the floor that don't work.
What's wrong with them? It's what bizarre logic leads to? Well, we don't need all this water.
Mhm.
What the heck?
And the crazy thing is, they can have all of this and the expansions.
Yeah,
They have the land.
you
for
have
it.
the land, you
They
idiots.
can
I
reroute
know.
it.
They're
Former
assholes.
Imagineers
Oh
who
my
are so
God.
put off by what they're doing have laid out how you can easily reroute this. They refuse. They just refuse.
And
And
when
it's people.
I first heard they were going to bring cars to Magic Kingdom, because of course the ride at DCA is spectacular.
It
I
is,
would
but it's
venture
not
to
going to
say
be
it's
that
the last
concept.
Great attraction they've done. I thought, well, it's a natural to put it behind Big Thunder
That would be
because
cute.
it's all Route 66.
Right, you got
in the
everything
Southwest
revving up
and the
over there.
The same atmosphere, the same theming.
Train
But
motor.
no,
You'll have car
not
motors.
there. Let's put it right in the
But
smack
they're
dab middle of
idiots.
I want to go ahead and expand on Lou's point there because I think he started his commentary off saying that it looks like it's going to be a for sure thing. The reason why
Yeah.
he is saying that is because Blog Mickey actually just ran a story just now talking about how this might actually be going away. Here you go. Massive land clearing expands its Magic Kingdom speeds forward with cars linked replacement of Rivers of America. These are the kind of the laydown
There it is.
yards adjacent to the site right there. They are moving full steam ahead, and we still don't really have a closing date for Rivers of America or
No.
any of the attractions
No.
out there. But even without that,
Yeah.
they are still proceeding, and they are still
Of
going
course they are.
forward.
They got the
Like Lauren
papers
said,
already. It's
I think
done.
that's definitely a calculation by Disney management.
It's a
talking
done
about,
deal.
Are these stories necessarily relevant for today's audiences? And obviously, there's some operational concerns when it comes to costs, maintenance associated with maintaining Rivers of America or the Liberty Bell and all of that. But I would argue the ambience of this park will be completely changed forever and then on. This is a terrible, terrible idea, and yet we're
Nobody's
we're
listening. Nobody
steaming
cares.
ahead.
Nobody
let's say.
cares.
with this. It's quite. I mean, these crowds might be indicative of the future for Magic Kingdom.
That's right.
Steam rolling down the river. And, well, folks, not even a sliver of magic going to be remaining when they're done with this one. That is the story, though. We're sticking to it. Disney's sticking with their plans to destroy a quarter of their most successful park. And if they do so, look out.
And they've already announced price increases for 2026.
Surprise!
Youch. And folks, we have come to the end yet again. Another video of excellence.
My husband
in
loves
the
what he
can.
says at the end
What
of
a
this.
joy it has been to share time with you. We hope you enjoyed it as well. If so, consider clicking that like button.
My husband
Share,
likes the
subscribe,
ending of
click it,
this.
stick it to the algorithms. It is
Kinda
the
gets to
notification
'em.
bell. And as always, drop
Now.
a comment down below.
Now.
A mind is a terrible
Come on,
thing to waste, so waste not yours. Join a community dialogue today,
Anyway,
just on down below. Folks, we are going to say farewell for now, but we will
Now.
see you back. 4 is more, and that's how many videos we put out
Come on.
every single day here on the Pro Channel. Hope you enjoy them all.
Come
Until the
on.
next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
so what'd you think? I know I don't like to put it up because I don't want to, show it or anything, but you guys got the gist of it. And I am going to pin this video in my comment section of this video. Depending on how long this thing takes to load, because right now I'm going into 36 minutes. So anyway, love to all. I'm going to leave that there on the table. Let me know your comments. It happened. I got what I wanted. I wanted them to fail at least one time right now. The big holiday to start off the summer. They failed. They failed. So I know they were counting those numbers at the end of the day. But it's true, though, what the other gentleman on the panel said. Where are the pass holders? Where's the vacation club members? Where is the... It's true. It's true. They're all over on the other side. Or maybe they didn't go at all. I don't know. It's happening whether nobody likes it or not. Whether anybody likes it or not, it is just happening, okay? There was no lying in the numbers. There was no lying in the video. There's no lying in the pictures. It was all there. They had proof of it. God bless you, WDW Pro, because this is the shit that I waited for. Because I know I couldn't rely on any of my friends or anything, because they're not going to tell me anything. But I got it, and I'm happy for it. All right. Take care, everybody. I will talk to you soon. I'm going to be heading out maybe in a little while. If anything interesting pops up, so will I. Love to all. Happy Thursday. Again, let me know what you think in the comments. Watch the video. It's good. It is the God's honest truth. You ain't getting any better than that. And I already said it to you months ago that something like this was going to happen. And you know what? It may actually happen again for July 4th. June, which is another 2 days away, 3 days away, starting. June 1st will be Sunday. Today's Thursday. It will be the Pride Month, a celebration of the Pride Month. I know Disneyland is going to have their shindig, but will Disney World have anything? Disney World has some stuff in Shop Disney online for Pride, some clothing and stuff, but I want to say it's a little bit more low-key than it ever was in the past. There's probably reasons for that too, but, again, whether you like it or not, it's happening. There's nothing you can do about it. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Love to all. Bye-bye.